Tackle Junkies, what's going on, everyone? Really appreciate you guys and gals for clicking on the video. In today's video, we're going to put together a swim jig for muddy water. You guys can see here, the water is pretty dang dirty. It doesn't get much clearer than this throughout the year, right? We've had a lot of rain over the last few months, really, I guess all year, it seems like. The rain hasn't stopped. But the water really doesn't clear up much more than this. I mean, if we have 6 inches of visibility, that's a lot. But usually you can take like a white spinnerbait, drop it in the water, and within an inch or two, you can't see it anymore. I mean, we're dealing with some muddy water here. And I do a couple things differently to my swim jigs to help them stand out when you have, you know, muddy or dirty water like this. All right, so the first thing you have to do is pick out a swim jig. We do have our box of Booyah Mobster swim jigs today. A bunch of great colors. Over there at Lurenet, I got a code for Lurenet, code TJ81. We'll save you guys 15% off, and that works on everything on the website. But like I said, you can pick up the Mobsters over there. And I got a video from, like, I bet it's 10, 11 years ago on my go-to swim jig and my setup and all that, and it was actually the Booyah Boo Jig, which is not your typical swim jig, but one of the reasons I went with that jig is because it came with rattles. You know, when you're dealing with very low visibility, sound and scent are a pretty big deal. And I got a video, like I said, from years ago to where that day having scent and sound on the swim jig was critical, and I knew right away when either a rattle fell off or the scent kind of faded away and I needed to reapply. The bite completely died. I'd look at the jig, rattles were gone or scent was weak. Once I reapplied, the bite picked back up. So that's definitely a critical deal when you're dealing with, you know, muddy water like this. But like I said, first you got to grab yourself a swim jig. I tell you what, you know, me and Mike been having some good luck on that new bone color. So I do believe we're going to go with the bone colored Mobster swim jig. This one here is in 5/16. They are available in 5/16 and ½ ounce. But fishing water like this, you can bank on it. The fish are super shallow. So we're going to go with the 5/16. Now on a windy day, or if I'm looking to get some depth out of the swim jig or something like that, I will go with the ½ ounce, or if I'm going to be a bit more aggressive with it. But for the most part, a 5/16 or like a 3/8 is great for, you know, this shallower water. Even a quarter is good as well, just because you're fishing, you know, so shallow with it, right? For the most part, you know, we don't have a lot of grass on this lake just because, again, it's so dirty. But there is some shoreline grass that I will run a swim jig through. And it's just breaking the surface now. It might be maybe a few inches out of the water. And a little light swim jig like this is perfect for running, you know, through that grass there. If you get too heavy, you're just getting kind of I guess too deep in it, and you're getting kind of bogged down and snagged up. So lighter is usually better when you're trying to fish, you know, kind of through or above the grass. Okay, so anyways, we're going to go with the 5/16 Booyah Mobster. Another one of my go-tos. I don't remember the color offhand. I'm Italian, so I love all the names of the swim jigs, like or the colors like Bada Bing and different ones like that. I don't remember this one here, but that's one of my go-tos as well in this muddier water. But yeah, they got some pretty cool names for these colors. Just going to set the box aside here. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I tell you what, actually before I do that, the thing you need to do, it doesn't matter if it's a Booyah or whatever it is, if you have a banded skirt, not a hand tied, those usually come, you know, ready out of the package, but a banded skirt, sometimes they might be bunched up on one side or the other. So you can call it like tuning your swim jig or whatever you want to call it, but you need to kind of fan out or straighten out the skirt strands. And I do that before I put my jigs away in the box, take them out of the package, get them all straight. But when I get to the lake, they are ready to go. But like I said, a lot of the times they are kind of bunched up on one side. And what that will do is make your swim jig kind of swim off to one side or the other. So just try to make sure that all of your strands are kind of even around the jig there. All right, next we're going to cut the length of our skirt. I usually cut it right below the hook, that way it doesn't interfere with the action of the trailer. And And I'll just kind of bunch it up there like so. Get my scissors, and like I said, just cut it just a little bit below the hook there. Now, something to keep in mind: the shorter the skirt, the faster the action is going to be on it. So if you're popping your rod, it's going to have a quicker response to it because the skirt is shorter. So if you want more of a fluid moving skirt or a slower action, you're going to want to keep it a bit longer. Usually I like a longer skirt when the water's colder. It's a bit more natural. All right, next up we need a rattle band. Let's dig here in the battle box. Here we go. These are the ones from fishingskirts.com. Been using these for a while now. Really like these. Of course, there's a hole there in the center for the hook and a rattle pod on either side. The Booyah ones are a little tricky to get this on just because they have a double plastic keeper there, but it's a great keeper. Okay, double plastic keeper there, but these will stretch a bit. So just go ahead and put the hook there through the hole, and of course just kind of stretch them over the keepers there. Let's get the taller one first, like so, and then this one will stretch right over the other one. There you go, and just push it down. Grab a couple of rattles. I got different colors of rattles, and this water clarity really don't matter unless, you know, it's kind of a confidence thing. I used to use red rattles, but now I just grab whatever I got. We'll just grab a couple clear ones. I believe I got these rattles as well from the fishingskirts.com. Okay, so, and you can super glue these. I used to. But these ones right here, these particular rattle holders, they do hold pretty good. So get your rattle and just kind of shove it there in the hole. But like I said, you can super glue these. The ones that, I guess the rattle holder that was on the original Booyah swimjig, it just had like a little band on the skirt, I believe, and the rattle's just kind of tucked in there. Those will come out pretty often, but like I said, I've had better luck with these here. Just kind of push them in. Like I said, if you feel you need to, you can super glue those, but they're in there pretty dang snug. I don't really lose too many rattles with these bands here. All right, next up we need a trailer. My go-to trailer for a swim jig or spinner bait is a grub. I love a grub. I got a bunch of them here, but when the water is this muddy, I like something that's a bit more aggressive, something they can feel a bit more. So we're going to go with the matching, this is the Yum Craw Chunk here, 3.25. I believe they'll feel that kicking action a bit more than the grub. All right. So just kind of lay it against the hook there, line it up so you can see where it comes out at. Get it nice and straight. Okay. You can kind of see a line there on the face of the bait just come out on the center of that line, so you're nice and straight. Slide it up. I know you don't have a lot of shank here with the rattle band on there, but those keepers are great. Push them up over the keepers and then just squeeze in that area there, and that bait is locked in. It's not going anywhere. So there is your swim jig for some muddy water. I just usually run that band just kind of sideways, side to side, like so. Okay, your muddy water swim jig. Now the last step is scent. Sometimes I'll just dip the whole dang swim jig in some JJ's Magic, or you can get some scent. I like Gulp, Bang is another good one, or you guys can pick some of this up over there at Lurenet as well. There's some shad spray, we got some garlic spray from Yum, even got some crawfish spray. So pick whatever one you want, but when I throw it, before I do, I make sure that it is dripping with scent. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to smash the thumbs up. Love you guys. We will see you guys on the next one.